flower, one represented by the rose filled with beauty and determination, and one that paved their journey an easy one, only having 5 times where they have tasted defeat throughout their journey. But it wasn't enough to stop them, and the other paved by hope and wisdom. The hope of a country who is proud of their amazing players, old and new. The same old generation bringing wisdom upon the newer one, allowing them to breed in the strongest form yet. This is a story of Resurrection Cup Genesis. Rose versus Iris, 37AMCLOVERS versus OWC Ready. Welcome everyone to the grand finals of Resurrection Cup. My name is Bezron and I'm joined by Liliana in what is going to be probably the most amazing match we have witnessed so far. How are we doing today?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. That was chills. That was amazing. Thank you for that intro. No, this is gonna be an amazing match. I really do hope so, because we haven't gotten to see these teams match up yet in this tournament whatsoever. In fact, OWC Ready coming in from the losers bracket, they were knocked down to the losers bracket by the team that they just ended up beating 7-1 to get here. So, I mean, this is their time to shine. They are off of a fantastic start of this grand final stage, but we need to see them continue forward. We need to see what they have to offer here. And hopefully, I really do think that if any team is going to be able to go against the Titans of 37AMCLOVERS, it is going to be this OWC Ready team. You know, you said it, it's five maps, I think, is all that that Rose has lost throughout the entire tournament. And so we just we haven't yet gotten to see this team bleed necessarily. And I think Iris can definitely take a few stabs at them, and I do think that this pool could favor them as well. So I'm really excited here. We're already starting things off with the pick ban phase with Zonaro. We kind of missed the rolls, but doesn't matter. It looks like we're going to be getting the first ban to come through from Iris. Is going to be that no mod 3 as we await the first ban from Rose. But yeah, this should be an amazing matchup.
Yep, it's a matchup that, as you mentioned, we haven't seen yet, and it's two very strong teams in this tournament that have had very similar journeys in a way, where both of the teams have had very commanding wins, just above their opponents. And yeah, OWC Ready just came from an absolutely crushing win on what is pretty much a revenge match from what they had in the finals week, and for them that's a statement. That's exactly what they needed to properly put themselves with the motivation to approach a team like 37AMCLOVERS, who they look more unstoppable than ever, and the no mod free ban coming in from them makes only as much sense as it can make. It's an AR1 reading map, and it's pretty evil. I think it's the last thing you want to play in a team that can pretty much do anything.
Definitely is going to be the ban from them. We get to see that free mod 3 ban come through from Team Rose, and it looks like now we are going to be getting into the picks here. Again, this tournament we do 1 ban each. We do 2 picks each for both teams, and then go back and do a second ban. So we play 4 maps before we get to see that second ban here. So these bans really do matter. As you mentioned, that AR1 reading map on that no mod 3 being banned out by Iris, and then the free mod 3 going to be getting rid of some higher BPM stamina there. 250 BPM is the name of the game. Really just giving respect to Iris's mechanics capability, and we're gonna see a first pick in the hidden pool. This is kind of crazy, I feel like, from Team Rose. Throughout the tournament, they've been the team that has been quite strong on mechanics, but when you're playing against this Iris team, maybe you just gotta switch things up, and so hidden 1, it's gonna be the first pick for them.
Yep, it's gonna be a very strong pick. In the case of the hidden 1, it's very awkward aim. Hidden 1, it's also very high BPM. It's 285, and yeah, it has proven very tricky in the previous match for a lot of the players, where it's just, yeah, it's a super complicated map. It pretty much feels like DT with how tricky and fast it is. So kind of makes sense for a team with players like Emmerich, Superbugs, Zintex, Treyarch, and Poyudo to pick first into, considering how tricky it was for OWC Ready to play into the last match. But hey, they still proved capable on it. They still had very good scores, and it's a matter of how 37AMCLOVERS actually perform on it, because they do have the advantage overall from their very well known skill sets. But can OWC Ready match that?
Yeah, that is the question. Of course, this is not mapped by Pez, despite what it might say. This is just used with permission from, I believe, Chests is the original mapper on this one. We just made a couple of changes, just CS4 to CS 3.7, and that's it. So map is completely as what the mapper made it. Just changed the circle size, made it a little bit bigger on that CS, but GLHF's coming out. Here we go. It's going to be the first map of this grand finals here between these two teams for what could be the final match of this tournament, unless Iris is able to do something and take Rose to distance. We could get a bracket reset, but it's got to start right here, right now. 0-0 on the Hidden One.
It all begins here. This is the first map of many that we're gonna see today, and these two teams probably want to do as best as they can, but this map is one of those that is so grueling that will not let anyone just have a free point on it, however you want to see it, because already at the beginning section we already see multiple breaks from multiple players, and that's all the FC's gone from OWC Ready. That's just how fast breaks are gonna come in from a lot of the players. But on the other side, it's the players that you just always known to be very good at this skill set. It's Emmerich, it's Secret Box, and Emmerich is holding an SS already in the first third of the map.
Yeah, the awkward aim not going to be helping out on the side of Iris. Just nobody able to make it through with their full combos, match these two massive combos on Rose. Unfortunately for them as well, Zintex has still been finding a couple of misses and trading out with Alfie. Finally down goes Emrek, but I mean, right now it's still so much score in the lead of Rose, and they're gonna need more, and that's the miss from Secret Box. So now there is potential, but the combo is just on inner camping, so it's gonna be very slow as on Earl.
The camping has been a pillar for this team for a lot of the time. It was one of the factors why they got dropped in the losers bracket, from what I'm feeling like, because I'm pretty sure they weren't available for the match that they lost, and they're here to help their team yet again. That's a big chain miss from all of you, but they're still holding the combo. They're coming, finds a break, and that's gonna be pretty much over. We're getting in the very last few sections of the map, and there's just not a lot of combos on any players. Gonza is holding a very strong combo on their own, but Secret Box is holding the gate to make sure OWC Ready does not get this breakpoint.
Definitely keeping it strong here. Misses across the board, but there are just those few big combos, and 200,000 some change is going to be the final score difference here. Bar some big chain misses from some of the players at the very end. That pattern was quite nasty, but yeah, 212,000 here on the first pick for Rose in the grand finals on that Hidden One. Is pretty solid. It really just came down to Emrek, Secret Box, the tag team duo, able to put up some basically monstrous scores there. 530k from Emrek, 570k from Secret Box. Zintex, lowest score in the lobby, but still good enough as a third player here. You're not expecting them to maybe put up a 500k, 600k, whatever, like their teammates. But you look over on the other side, and like consistency wise, pretty solid scores. Gonza with the top score for Iris, but just not quite as close to the scores that Secret Box and Emrek were able to put up there. So very respectable performance from Rose, getting that first point. And now we look to see where Iris wants to go for their first pick. And given how that Fremont 3 was the band that came through from Rose, maybe potentially we're going to be seeing Iris dip their toes into some other forms of stamina. Potentially something in the double times might be okay, but picking double time into this Australian team is quite scary. Picking really anything into this team is scary to begin with, but you have to, and when you are making your picks, you do have to be confident on them. You do have to just know that you can perform just as well as they can, if not better, and bang, there's the DT pick. It's going to be DT2 on that 262 BPM AR 10.5 speed tech map. We got is hype. I mean, it's hype. This is what it is. It's in the name.
It's hype. As you mentioned it. It's in the name, and this song is pretty iconic. There's so many map sets of this song with remixes, non-remixes. There's an infinite map set. If you can imagine it, there's a map set of it out of there, and yeah, man, this song for me personally, it's a bit nostalgic because it's a song that's been in the OWC community for quite a long time now. And it's only fitting that the OWC really do pick it because they are very they have been enjoying these DT picks throughout the tournament, throughout their whole journey, and yeah, they've been doing very good on them. You'd obviously expect them to pick into something more tapping heavy because they have been the better tapping team in the tournament, where they just had so many good points on very difficult tapping maps. Like even the No Mod 5 in this poll, they've had a very strong score and performance last time around, but I think they might be saving that a little bit for later and might try to pick a bit into more of the 50-50 maps here in the early stages of the match, and then see how the match evolves from there on out. But picking DT into 37AMCLOVERS is just it's never an easy task, and they have to be prepared for the challenge at hand or they will just fall short.
One advantage of being on that winner's side of the grand finals here for Rose is they did get to watch and see what the scores were like on whatever maps were able to be played in Iris's previous match in that losers grand finals matchup. But another thing is, not every map got played, actually. Only 8 of them were played because that match ended 7-1. So this is one of those maps that Rose just doesn't have any info on how well Iris can do. So yeah, this could be a fantastic first pick here. Already, map is quite brutal.
It starts off with a bang and it's gonna continue out the way it is. It's about as easy as it can start right now with this very long build-up section, but then it will just get very intense with the speed tech, where players will need to be at an absolute all-time focus right now, and it is the inevitable players that are doing really good performances so far. We do see there a break from intercamming, which is gonna put them on the back foot here at the beginning intro section. This first quarter is gonna be all 37AMCLOVERS, and it looks like they are not gonna be challenged so far.
Definitely not challenged. That's another miss from Gonza. Accuracy-wise, one of the best acts in the lobby, so it's not the player you want to be missing, but you do have good recoveries on the other players for Iris. But yeah, just not nearly as close recoveries. 200 players on Rose as Matthew drops for this break, and this is starting to get a little bit out of control.
It's starting to get a little out of control, and yeah, Matty not being able to replicate the FC they did on this map 4 years ago. That's on the leaderboard, and that is gonna cost them quite a lot, because there is the DT King, the person who has pretty much made the DT mod their own. It's pretty much named after him at this point, because they've been just putting out performance after performance after performance on this mod set, and they're continuing to do so, still holding the highest combo in the lobby. It's Mr. Emmerich for you.
I mean, there is one player sneaking up on that combo if Emmerich falls, but right now the score is really going to start compounding going into the final quarter of the map for Emmerich, so we're going to need to see something happen to that combo if Iris wants to get this point on their first pick, but right now it's going into the final section of the map. This is one of the hardest parts.
Yeah, going into the hardest part, unless we see a break right now from Emmerich, I don't think we're gonna see it at all, and it's not looking likely for a comeback for OWC ready as Matthew finds another break. There is breaks from everyone else, and there goes Gonza and intercamping right after, so that's all over for OWC ready. They're gonna lose their first point This is gonna be the first breakpoint from 37 AM Clovers, and it's a very, very dominant one with one that Emmerich is absolutely popping off on. It's still going, there's a miss in that stream, unfortunately not being able to end this map with an FC.
I mean, just overall, feels a little bit like this was an underperformance from Iris. I mean, that's not to say that these scores coming through from Rose are anything but phenomenal here. Of course, you know, almost 900k from Emrek, and you've got 500k on Zentex basically, and 440k on Secret Box, and like that team score is quite disgusting. But then you look over on the side of Iris, and you see Matthew down at 88%. I mean, this is player like this is their bread and butter. Like this is what Matthew was like doing before anyone else was back when they were rank 1. I mean, like it's just definitely a little bit low roll for them, I feel like, and for intercamming as well, definitely dropping more score than I think they would like to. Gonza, of course, cannot go without mentioning just how well they performed there, but yeah, it's a team difference here. Even with that carry score from Emrek, you still need the other players to perform, and the players did step up there in Zentex and Secret Box for 37AMCLOVERS.
It definitely felt like OWC Ready weren't going at 100% for this DT2, because Intercamping and Maffy definitely didn't perform to what you would usually expect from them on a map like this, as you mentioned. And yeah, Maffy has an FC on this. With the DT hidden from 4 years ago, you would have expected them to at least be in contention to be the highest scorer in the lobby, and that was just not the case. So it might come to a question of how comfortable you are on the map on the day, and today has not been their day on this map, but that's all about the DT2. We're moving on to the other number 2 slot, the Nomad 2, moving on to actual full aim. It's one of the customs for this weekend for Resurrection Cup, made by Vermasium, and it's an absolute banger of 225 streams throughout its full 4 minutes drain time, and the song is just oof, it also just helps so much more to just build up on this absolutely amazing map.
Definitely a little bit of change of pace here. Haven't gotten to see anything quite like this so far. And I don't believe this was played in the match between Waddle Dee and OWC Ready either. So again, just another new map here that is kind of question marks in the air as far as, you know, how both teams will do. Considering, you know, the strengths on OWC Ready, I do think that like they can perform quite well on this, but right now, Rose has put up some very respectable scores across the first few picks. And on that DT2 pick specifically, of course, it's a very different style of map. That one's a lot more stamina forward with more bursts and techier. It's got more finger control to it. But still, the mechanics required for that and the scores that they're able to put up on something like that should translate quite well to this Nomad 2 here. Of course, as you mentioned, a custom, one of multiple customs in this grand final stage. So yeah, I'm curious to see how Iris is going to do on this. Again, we didn't get to see them play this in their previous match, but now we do. Here are your players in the lobby: Emrek, Zentex, Secret Box. Of course, your mechanics lineup here for this Nomad 2 style map. In the Nomad 2 slot, Intercamming, Mathy, and Gonza on the other side for Iris.
It's the lineups you would expect from both of these teams. Both of them putting their star players on this map, not leaving anything behind. No regrets, no punches pulled. They are just going full force, and this map also starts just like that. It begins straight off the bat with very strong 225 streams that just continue on to test the best of the stamina from both of these teams. And so far, OWC Ready is yet again faltering. They're camping, finding early breaks, Maffy as well, and it's only Gonzo remaining with the FC for them. Zintex finding a trade, but it's already a lot of score gonna be building in the favor of 37AMCLOVERS as Emmerich and Secret Box still continue their FC run.
It's a long map though, more misses coming through from Zentex. It's going to be dropping their accuracy as well as finding a couple of hundreds, but down goes Intercamping. And on that lowest accuracy as well, 92.9%, barely 93 now. That miss from Matthew earlier was really brutal too, because it was just a misaim on one of the triples. It wasn't even on a stream pattern, so do need to see some misses come through on the other side. And right now it's Gonza dropping the last FC for Iris, trades with Secret Box, but there's Emrek. Of course, you know them, you love them, maybe you hate them, I don't know, but they are the performer when they need to, and they are pulling up a fantastic combo right now.
Always maintaining consistency when they're needed the most. They're the star player in any team you put them in, and they continue to do so right here on the Nomad. So that's a big chain miss from a lot of the players on the side of OWC Ready, and that was Maffy's. That was the last combo. That was the last big combo that was trailing Emrek. It was 800 and counting, and now it's all gone. It's just no combos on the side of OWC Ready, and that only could spell disaster as Emrek continues on with the FC, and there's half of the length of the map left, and it's looking so bad right now for OWC Ready in this moment.
Yeah, it's just not doing too hot here in the first half of the map. Of course, the map is quite brutal. The fact that anybody is still holding on to an FC is kind of disgusting here, but you know, if it's gonna be someone, it's Emrek right now as we get back into more of these streams. It's not going to be anything too long right now, but still stamina is going to start playing an issue for a lot of these players, especially the ones who are already starting to falter on the accuracy. So there's good recoveries on all of Iris, but yeah, just not going to be enough to match Emrek right now.
It's pretty much fighting against an almighty titan right now. They just have no weapons that they could pierce their skin right now, and they're just constantly trailing no matter how much they will try, because what can you do against this? You can't really do anything. You just have to hope and pray that he trips over himself and finds a mistake, but right now it's just not looking likely. He continues on the FC. It's 2,500 combo and counting. That's just so much combo in his hands right now.
Secret Box missing on the slow slider a couple of times, but into the spacing change here. And we do see a break come through from Inner Camping. Still two good combos on Gonza and Matthew, but it's Emrek still holding.
It's one of those performances that you gotta just talk about. It doesn't matter what any other player is doing while Maffy is performing really nicely and recovering. It's the Emrek FC that everybody wants to see. If he could manage, we're talking about the absolutely monstrous performance on this Nomatsu if he ends up FCing the map. And it's just all about these ending streams here. We see a couple 100s right here. There's a bit of nerves, but only slightly. He's still Emrek. He's still the consistency demon he always has been. And I think he's just gonna end up FCing this Nomatsu unless we see a break here right now in his last few streams. Is there gonna be a break? Is there gonna be an FC?
Oh my god.
And he did it.
He does it. Almost a 1v3, mind you. It was less than 60,000 points from being a 1v3. Which is really disgusting. But we're just seeing stuff in an 8.7 to 9-star grand finals pool. Just for fun. And it also, you know, I feel like we didn't quite get to mention, but Matthew at the bottom left for Iris was on, I think it was like 1800 combo. When Emrek was hitting all of those space streams, so was Matthew, and just wasn't quite able to hold on to the combo into the very end, but still such an incredible score from them. Just valiant effort from Iris, but right now 3-0 is the scoreline for Rose. They consolidate on the break point. They have won their first 2 picks now. Iris, I mean, at this point, you can't really afford to give away any more of your own picks. You know, as hard as that is to do against a team like Rose, but here we go. It's going to be the Hard Rock 2 now. We have seen almost every single mod so far. We haven't seen anything in the free mod pool, but every other mod pool we have now gotten to see. And I do believe this one was also played in the previous match on this Hard Rock 2. No, actually, was it? No, it was not.
No, it's not. The HR3 was played, which is
the HR3.
Still in the precision angle, but it's definitely a lot more different because this is not the 7.1 circle size that the HR3 provides. This is the standard 6.5 circle size for what is pretty much an all-out slider precision. It's Heliosphere. I think a lot of the players should know this map, even if you haven't played it, because it has been in quite a lot of tournaments and it has been talked about. From at least from my point of view, I feel like it's a quite famous map. But hey, I think that's just my biased view on this map. I feel like it's pretty well known, and these players definitely know it quite well because going into this, it's kind of the pretty much the last kind of skill set that you haven't tried against 37AM Clovers, and OWC Ready has to try something to get themselves at least 1 point and not just let 37AM Clovers take full control of this match.
Definitely need to put a stop to the snowball that is being rolled up right now from Team Rose. It's a hard thing to do, but if you can stop the momentum, you can definitely start to turn things around here, and I believe Iris is more than capable of doing that. We finally get to see one of their other players coming in. Same for Rose, actually. Treyarch going to be coming in, I believe, for the first time for Rose. Nikore going to be in for Iris. Intercamping Gonza going to be rounding out their team, and Emrek Secret Box, of course. I think they're going to be in for like almost every single map, if not every single map for Rose. It's just the tag team duo. Like, they can play pretty much everything. So a couple of Hard Rock specialists coming in for each team, and Bancho is doing Bancho things. Hopefully we can get this one going pretty quickly. There we go.
It's kind of the same situation for these two teams, where Emmerich and Secret Box are there for most of the maps. There is also Intercamping and Gonza for WC Ready. They're pretty much kind of similar in that sense, but apart from that, they are very different teams. And so far, it's beginning with only a slight advantage. It is a shorter map than what we've seen previously in the Nomatsu, so it's gonna go by a lot quicker. But these breaks early on will only mean so much more, and that's already 2 FC breaks on the side of Luis already from Intercamming and Nikora, and they constantly having these resets, not helping their case at all. And Secret Box finally finds a reset of their own, but gets traded late by Gonza, which means Emmerich is yet again left standing.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, I feel like this is a repeat of what we've seen throughout this match so far. You know, you've got decent scores up until a certain point when all players end up dropping their combos on Iris. Then you look over at the other side, and yeah, maybe two of the players have found a couple of breaks, but Emrek is just still holding as we get into this first break. It's a third of the way through the map, but it lasts until about half of the map. So, I mean, there's half the map remaining for Emrek to find a miss here. Iris on their second pick. They really need Emrek to find a break. And even then, they're down combos still. So it's still an uphill battle. They need a miracle here.
They have to start praying, because it's not looking likely that Emmerich will find any break. That's a double break on the side of Rose, as Treyarch and Secret Box both find a break. But you see on the other side, there's Emmerich! There goes Emmerich! And that leaves Intercamping. Unfortunately, Nikori and Gonza found the break earlier on, and there goes Intercamping right after. Not enough time for them to grab any sort of score in their favor. The score lead barely shook at all, and it's really unfortunate to see, because the one time the Titan has tripped over, it has not been a moment they've taken advantage of, and that just means that 37AM Clovers will be able to consolidate this pick.
Where did Treyarch go? You know, I feel, well, okay, so here's my guess, is the match has already finished, because it did take us a considerable amount of time to actually see the start of it. So I'm just guessing that, I mean, they would have won anyway. They would have won anyway, which is very unfortunate here. And still good scores from Iris. Like 400k, 370k, and 520k S rank from Gonza. That's a crazy score. But just not enough. Emrek this time around not going to be full comboing, but still just left on their own to hold on to the combo uncontested for as long as they were, and put on enough damage for too much damage for Iris to be able to recover. Also worth mentioning the S rank from Secret Box. I don't believe it was an S rank from Treyarch. I'm pretty sure I saw multiple misses from them very early on, but regardless, it's still going to be the point for Rose, and now we are into the ban phase once more here for the final 2 bans of the match. It's going to be DT3 ban coming through from Rose, still respecting some of that mechanics on Iris, even if Rose has won both of Iris's first 2 picks. You cannot give an inch to this team. They will take it and go a mile, kilometer, whatever. This is American saying. Who knows? It's gonna be hidden 2 ban. Really respecting the reading on Rose here. Really respecting, their comfortability on the hidden mod as well, and we're going back into double time pool here, since Iris's first pick is going to be that DT4, although a completely different style of DT. I believe this one is DT alt. It's 423 BPM, which is like half that, and it's what 211.5 or something.
Yeah, around there, pretty much.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's number 39. I think it's another very recognizable song. It's one of the more famous Vocaloid songs, and I think this map set specifically should be very well recognizable by a lot of these players. It's one of the more recently ranked ones, but hey, it's also, I'm pretty sure, the more difficult map set. But yeah, just we go back to DTs. 37AMCLOVERS performed very, very well on that DT too, and I think they can just carry that confidence they've been just constantly dragging into each map and go into the DT4 and just not be really afraid of OWC already. They still are respecting them with these bans, obviously, because you still just can't give them anything to just have any chance of coming back into this game. But hey, they're a team that on alt they are very strong, and on this DT4 they should be just as comfortable, if not even double as comfortable as OWC ready.
Definitely should be faring decently well here. I still would like to see what Iris is truly capable of. I feel like match nerves have set in. They've been playing for over 5 hours at this point. They're probably starting to get a little tired here as well. It's coming on almost 10:40. Actually, would it be 11 for them? It'd be near midnight, I think, if they are UTC -3. Not sure fully what Chile's UTC is, but regardless, it's late for them. That said, I do believe it is afternoon-ish for Rose, so vice versa. You play late for Iris, you play kind of earlier for Rose, but yeah, these guys are tired, and I do want to see them perform here, and it's got to start right now on this DT4.
If it helps them in any case, their earlier match was a lot shorter than people would have expected, so that definitely does help them a bit with their overall energy levels. But you have to have that constant energy level for a long period of time, which is gonna play a very, very big factor. But so far, so good for both of these teams, and I do say that, and they instantly find a triple break on the side of Iris. All of their players finding an instant break on their FC, and Secret Box finally dropping them as well. But would you look at that? It's the same old inevitable to your question. It's Emrek yet again left alone standing on an FC.
Yeah, I mean, just nobody contesting once more, and it's so hard to do so, especially when they are pulling out all the stops. They are performing as well as they have been. It is just not going to be enough here for Iris. They don't have anybody able to match once more, and already a score difference of 150,000 and continuing to climb as Emrek continues to hold on to this combo. And I fear it's going to be a 5th point now for Rose, just like that on this pick.
They have very good recoveries, but
sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say it is their own pick, so.
Yeah, it's their own pick. OWC really is performing quite well. They had a couple few recoveries here and there, but they just not being able to match the consistency level of Rose so far. And obviously, nobody's able to match the consistency level of Emmerich. Not even the players from Rose. It's just the sort of standing above everyone else. They're just that unique. They're just that talented, and they just continue on the FC. They just. Secret Box is also hitting these patterns, but all eyes are on Emmerich. He's taking all the spotlight for himself and more, and he just continues on to shock absolutely everyone. And I think it's gonna be another FC. It's gonna be an FC of this DT4, and wow, just what are you supposed to do?
Disgusting. That was so gross. You're not supposed to be FCing maps here. I don't care if it's Emmerich. I don't care if he's like undisputably the GOAT. Right, I don't care. This pool is not supposed to be easy for people to FC, and here we are. Emmerich has FC'd 2 maps so far, nearly FC'd 2 others. I mean, like, what is he doing? He is just single-handedly causing issues for Iris, and you can't stop him right now. How do you stop him? We've gone into double times, we've gone into the hard rocks, we've seen hiddens, we've seen nomad, we've seen flow, we've seen tapping, we've seen a little bit of finger control, we've seen, you know, alt. It's just like all the skill sets, and the dude can play them. And I mean, the pick is going to be Nomad 5. Maybe this is going to be the one to get it turned around here for Iris. But right now, Rose is 2 points away from closing this match out, from making Iris's chances of being able to get that bracket reset, vanishing that, and just winning the tournament outright. This is a crazy performance here from Emmerich and from Rose.
It's just performance after performance after performance. If I was any person in the side of Iris, I would be scared to pick anything. At this rate, I'll be scared to pick the timeout. Like it's just that level of just performance from Emmerich that he's showing here today. That is just making you doubt yourself constantly, and it's gonna affect them mentally a lot, because they've thrown like everything at them so far. And it's the vice versa, where they just pick into everything that this pool has to show. There's still a couple things that are very unique, but yeah, they went over the basics, and this Nomad 5 is one of the last maps, one of their last little like hopes and dreams that they could have for them to grab themselves at least 1 point into this match, if not more. But yeah, it's all about if we can see yet another good performance from Gonzo. Last time around, they've had the carry performance with almost 1300 combo on this map, and it pretty much solidified them at number 1 on the leaderboard if it was score V1. So maybe they can replicate, maybe they can be their carry as Emmerich has been for Rose, and will help them get themselves a very needed point right now.
Yeah, at this point, you have to replicate that score. And not only that, the other players need to improve upon their scores. Because so far, it really has been just better team scores overall, even despite Emmerich having pulled through with multiple FCs. And hey, at the start of this one, it's not going to be an Emmerich FC, but it doesn't mean that they can't combo through the ending. But yeah, this map is quite brutal here.
It truly tests out the best of speed players, because it has a lot of varying types of speed into this, and with it being at 285 ppm, it's also going to be very difficult tapping wise. So all of these players, they're very talented on speed, but is it going to be enough talent to carry them throughout the whole of the map? So far, Iris is performing at the level they are expected on a map of this caliber. They've showed it before in their previous match, and they're showing it here now as they're holding a triple full combo. On the other side, only Zentex remaining with 2 very strong recoveries from Emmerich and Secret Box, and there goes Alfio, the first FC to drop on the side of Iris.
Yeah, Alfie dropping that combo is not what you want to see here. Nobody's traded just yet. There goes Secret Box, though. And so that was what was keeping the score going towards the way of Rose, and now with Gonza dropping the score, they can't get a repeat performance here. Intercamming now all on them here. It's better recoveries for Emmerich and Zentex, so it really is going to be an uphill battle for Iris.
It's a battle they have been facing in a lot of these maps, and there's been a very big like constant miss on the side of Alfie. It feels like a shake, and that's a very important trade between Intercamming and Zentex that yet again leaves Emmerich on its own, not on FC this time, on a very strong recovery. They have broken in the first little section of the map, but that doesn't mean their combo doesn't matter. I think it matters more than anything right now, as they're the last big combo standing into this map. It went just over 1000 combo, and accuracy won't matter at all. The overall better accuracy on the side of Iris, but that just is not gonna play a factor at all when you have such a big recovery on one of their players in the side of Emmerich, yet again just showing the world what he's made of.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, this is terrifying for Iris. You are now at match point, and it is your opponent's pick, and Emmerich is continuing to perform, continuing to put up score after score, just dominating Iris right now on every single skill set that has been tested so far. It isn't the full combo, it's the 1x miss, but that miss was like at the very beginning of the map. The very beginning of the map. This may as well have been a full combo for Emmerich. We can't call it one, but like for Iris, they're playing so incredibly well. This time around, we didn't get to see the 730k from Gonza or 700k from anybody on their team, but still 550k intercamming, 2x miss, a 5 miss from Gonza at 520k, 11 miss from Alfew. It was still improvements from the other players, and that's what I said. Iris needed those improvements, but even if Gonza had gotten a similar score to what they got previously versus Waddle D, it still wouldn't have been enough. And that is just the unfortunate truth here for Rose as we go into match point right now. It's 6-0 in their favor, and it's their pick, and they're going with the free mod too.
It's for me, it breaks my heart slowly seeing a team that has went through so many challenges just being absolutely decimated here in this match. But it's a team that has lost only 5 maps throughout their whole length in the tournament. It's not to be expected, but it's still the performance that makes sense, and with how their history in other tournaments has been, when the higher the SR, the higher the performance. It's just, you just expect them to have performances like these, but having multiple FCs so far in this match, that's not to be expected. These are just absolutely god modes from them, and just overall good team performances from Rose. Iris finally managed to show what they're made of, show their true sides on this Nomad 5. They finally showed a bit of what they were showing in the previous match, but it's just not enough still, and that's so frustrating for a lot of these players on the side of Iris. And now going into the Freematsu, going into something that Rose can definitely be very good on. I don't know how this will play out, and I don't know if we'll see a map after this, but we have to wait and see.
Not fully sure either myself. Regardless, with the way that this one has been going, we could see Emmerich perform once more. But anything can happen. It's not over until it's over. Might be match point for Rose, but again, things can change. They just have to put some scores together here on this custom map from Reiji Maigo.
We're back to Reiwa, and we're back to something different actually this time. It's not really back to, it's a first case of seeing a map like this, because the Hidden 2 has been banned out, and that left this Freematsu being the only like more linear gimmicky map in the pool. With some of these patterns are very tricky, and it's just This is a very, very, very difficult anti-mod, but one that Iris right now is performing very, very well. Same mod combinations for both of them, double HR with one hidden, and right now Gonza and Intercambing just performing out of their mind right now, matching Emmerich and Secret Box. And it's all about their last third player. That's Intercambing! What did he miss on? What did he break on, like, genuinely?
I don't know where those misses came from, unfortunately. Into the buzz sliders, nobody breaks though. There's plenty of map left here. Trades from Intercambing and Puyuto, but you gotta look at the accuracies here. It's 91.5 for Puyuto, but a 93 from Nikore, and that is going to be basically even for them now as more misses come through from those players, and Gonza can't do it alone for this Iris team. Really need more misses on the side of Rose.
It also doesn't help them that the HR mod, the one that scales slightly better than the hidden, but only slightly, are the ones that found the break on the side of Iris, while it's the complete opposite. It's the HR mods that are absolutely destroying this map on the side of Rose. With Emmerich that finds the slider break, so that leaves some hope on the table for Iris, but that means that need to be absolutely flawless from here on out, and there goes Gonza. That's the last FC on their side, leaving Secret Box with their last FC of their own in this whole map.
Final FC now gone here from Gonza, excuse me. Secret Box completely uncontested, will end up dropping, but it's 166,000 points in favor of Rose right now, and there's no combo anywhere, and I am worried. There's still core of the map remaining. It could change, but it's got to be a disaster for Rose, and Iris has to lock in here.
It's their moment. If they've had a moment to shine and just have a moment to even just pull out the craziest god mode of all time, this is their moment, and it's looking unlikely as we see small little breaks from Gonza and Nikore. It's only Intercambing standing, but there is just slight a bit of combo and hope on the side of Rose to just stop their rush and onslaught, which will only mean that Rose have done more than enough for them to have the proper ending to their absolutely unstoppable journey. They were the tyrants commanding this whole tournament, and they haven't gave an inch. Every single map they lost, it was strategical, because you look at this grand final performance and you only see absolute domination.
This is going to be your Resurrection Cup 2026 winners here. 37AMCLOVERS get it done, and what an absolutely destructive performance from this team. 7-0 here versus Iris. OWC ready. They gave it their all, but in the end, they were not able to get it. Nobody was able to touch this team. They dropped 5 maps throughout the entire tournament. 5 maps! 3 of them in one match, 1 in another, and 1 in another. And right now, there's one name that is absolutely impossible to ignore throughout this entire match, throughout this entire tournament, Emmerich. You know them. They are the undisputed GOAT carrying their team here throughout the tournament. Of course, with Zentex, with Treyarch, with Secret Box, with Puyuto, this team got it done. And I mean, what a fantastic performance from them. When your star players performing at that level, the rest of the team only needs to keep the machine running, and they just left OWC ready. They left every team in this tournament no room to breathe. And so that will do it. 7-0 here in the grand finals, and we're gonna get the tiebreaker just for fun here with the original for Resurrection Cup. But this is your winners here. OWC Ready cannot get it done. 37AMCLOVERS 7-0 winners grand finals, Resurrection Cup 2026 champions, and we're gonna see this original. It'll be fun. But yeah, I mean, this team, this isn't even the full Australian team. This is basically Australia's OWC team minus 3 players. I am so excited for OWC if they are able to continue to perform like this, going into OWC season here in a couple of months, which is actually just around the corner here. So Yeah, Bizarro, do you have anything to say before this tiebreaker starts up for these guys?
It's definitely been a joy to watch because these players have been performing so well in this tournament, and I feel like while it is the two teams that I've definitely expected to see in the grand finals facing each other, it's not exactly the result I was looking for. I was definitely looking forward to a more close match between these two, but you can't have everything in this life, and with performances like we've seen from Rosa's side, it's just not possible. It's not even factable. It's performance after performance, and it's just consistency that cannot be matched. It's an unbreakable clock. They're just constantly resilient. They continue on and on and on, and yeah. That's pretty much Rose's side for you. That's pretty much Australia's OWC side for you. And yeah, as you mentioned, I am very excited for OWC this year. As I think this year things could change a lot for a certain player's also career, as they could maybe put that final little piece that they've been missing throughout on their profile. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Definitely will. Just want to give a huge shout out to everybody who helped take part in this tournament. First and foremost, to all of the original maps throughout all of the different stages, going all the way back to the round of 32 with the tiebreaker, the original from Zexeria, mapped by Lacandy, and then in the round of 16, the 3 originals there, Nomad 4 with the Beat Wizard, on the Hard Rock 2 with Pitar 124, and TGRX's Covenant of the Sky for the tiebreaker there. Original in the quarterfinals from CS4W on Aberrant Destructor. The originals for the semifinals, Nomad 1 Arch with Adabana, and then on the Hard Rock 1 was 5 Kilobyte on Requiem of the End. Thanks You for Raving, created by Log, for that free mod 4, and then on the tiebreaker it was Ndog featuring Shuji for Delusions Connect. And then on the final stage, of course, the original in the tiebreaker, it was the only one that week, with Seven with Crowd Kill. And then finally here in the grand finals, I've been talking over it. It's been kind of a crazy map so far. You've got this one, Drazakali E-Ruler Disc, by Drazakali, excuse me. And on the Nomad 4 was also an original by XH called The Flow. And so it's been so many amazing people working on things, from the artists to the mappers to the image producers to storyboarders, everybody who took part in the originals and the customs as well. There were so many customs that I really just cannot list all of them off. Everybody who took part in those, please go give some major love and appreciation to every single one. You can find all of them on the main sheet. Just look for the words custom or original in that one column there on that sheet. It's on the map pools tab, and go show some love to all of them, because it was a lot of time and effort in every single one here, and as well as, you know, all of the back end staff as well, to all the map poolers, the play testers, all the streamers who helped get pretty much every single match streamed, all of the referees who were able to ref for every single match. You got all the commentators who were able to step up and give some fun commentary throughout this tournament. Just everybody in general who helped out with this tournament, just huge, massive thanks to them. And if I'm missing anybody, that's because I am just not really a main person for this tournament. I'm trying to hit all the bases, but I am still very thankful, and I think everyone else as well is extremely thankful for how this tournament ended up going, despite a few hiccups. And yeah, that's enough yapping for me right now. What is happening on our screen?
I just been like constantly flaying my arms in my room, like looking at them. Like, finally finding a break after 2/3 of the map. By the way, I've seen with Hidden. I just, I was definitely loving like all the thank yous for all the amazing people that have been made, that have made the Resurrection Cup possible. But I was just like at all looking at Emrek hitting every single difficult slider with Hidden. I was like, what are we doing?
Definitely a crazy performance here from Emrek, and yeah, I mean, we'll just let this one play out. Thanks so much again, everybody who was able to come and enjoy any match throughout this tournament. Hopefully it was fun to watch, and again, huge congratulations to 37AMCLOVERS on the victory, only dropping 5 maps throughout the entire tournament. Good commiserations as well to OWC Ready and I believe Waddle D as your 3rd and 2nd place podium finishers. Still showed up, so many teams showed up and put up so many incredible scores throughout this tournament, but when all said and done, 37AMCLOVERS on top, and yeah, what an insane map here.
I think he's still on a 0 miss, by the way. There goes the first misses of the map at the ending. It's been a journey, and it can only end one way with only one winner. That's 37AMCLOVERS. I'd like to say a very, very much thank you to everyone that has been here watching this match, and to everyone that organized this tournament and made everything that you see right now possible. And a more personal thank you to being allowed to even cast this, as being only an commentator academy member, and then being allowed to cast as many matches as I ended up casting. I think no, and as much as I would say thank you, I don't think it's enough. So yeah, that's a lot that's happened in this tournament, and thankfully it ends on a positive note with an absolutely insane performance from 37AMCLOVERS, a very respectable run from OWC Ready that has made their journey just absolutely insane. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else left to add, because you've mentioned pretty much everything, unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, I think just stay tuned. There will probably, well, not probably, there will most definitely be a ping and announcements either like tonight or tomorrow. I think most of the hosts are tired and or asleep currently, but you know, stay tuned for ping. They'll get everybody with the proper thanks and appreciation for everyone. But that's gonna do it for us. Again, congratulations, 37AMCLOVERS. They are your champions here in Resurrection Cup 2026. My name's been Liliana. Thank you again, Bizonarl, for joining me in the casting booth. Thanks to Touche for the stream here. Much appreciated on that one. And yeah, that's going to do it for us for now. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Hope you all had fun. Stay tuned for any pings about anything related to this tournament in the Discord server. But yeah, thanks so much, you guys, for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful night / day wherever you're at, and thanks for joining us.